Let's multiply and divide some integers. So we're going to complete multiplication and division sentences with integers. Perfect. So big picture, whenever you divide or multiply and you have two negatives, you can think of them canceling out. If you have one negative, it stays. And the idea for that is multiplying or dividing by a negative bounces me from one side of the number line to the other side. So if I bounce one time, I'm there. If I bounce twice, I'm back to the positive side, right? So as soon as I see two, so that would be true for an even or an odd number, right? If I had, 7 numbers and I had 3 negatives, I'd go 1, 2, 3, and I'd end up negative, right? So all that really matters is whether you have an even number of negatives or an odd number of negatives when you're multiplying or dividing. So in this case, we just know these cancel out, and we're just doing 10 divided by 5, and we're happy. We just get 2. Okay, so now we know we need a negative number, right? Because this is positive. So for it to cancel out, we need a negative number. So what could it be? Well, so now we're not worried about the signs. We just know it's got to be a negative number. So 10 divided by what equals 10? Well, 10 divided by 1 equals 10, but we need it to be negative. So it's negative 1. Okay, same idea. Let's just figure out what the number is, and then let's figure out whether it's positive or negative. Let's do it in 2 steps, right? So what's the number? Well, we know that it's got to be something divided by 6 equals 5. So to figure it out, we just have to multiply 6 and 5, and we get 30, right? So it's 30. Now, does it have to be negative? Yeah, it does, right? Because it has to cancel out this negative to be a positive on the other side, right? So negative 30. Okay, how about this? What times 8 equals 32? 4. But again, we need the negative here, so these negatives cancel out to give us positive 32. So negative 4. So what I'm trying to do is make it so the negatives don't bother you at all. It's just like numbers, right? Just pretend they're regular numbers. 9 times what equals 81. Ignore all the negatives. Just feel good about the equation without the negatives. Don't stress. And I know you guys can think about this. 9 times what equals 81? 9 times 9 equals 81. Now you go back here and you go, is it positive 9 or negative 9? Well, I've got one negative. If I make this positive, I'll end up with a negative. So it should just be regular 9. Okay, how about finding the integer here? So this is we're not even, we're working forwards, not even backwards here, right? So we have 2 times 7, that's 14, and the 2 negatives cancel out, so it's positive 14. And 2 times 4, not even going to insult your intelligence with an explanation there, 8. What divided by 4 is 9? So what divided by 4 is 9? 36 divided by 4 is 9, but how many negatives do we need on this side? We need 1 negative, and the 4 isn't negative, so it's got to be negative 36. Negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 9. Find the integer that makes the following true. Okay, no, they're not even negatives here, right? So what divided by 7 is 5? 35 divided by 7 is 5. Kind of just working with your multiplication tables backwards. And what divided by 3 is 9? Well, you just multiply 9 times 3, and you get 27. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. Okay, let's look at the next couple. Okay, so the ideas are the same, it's just bigger numbers. So now we have 17 times what equals 323? Well, okay, so now we're going to have to do 323 divided by 17. We're actually going to have to write some stuff out. So divided by 17, we get 1 1, 7. This gives us a 5 and a 1. So we need the 1, 5, 3. And if we do 9 here, that's going to work out. 3, 6, 63, 15. So it's going to give us what we need. It's just going to go away. So 19. So 17 times 19 equals 323. Okay, how about this? What times 12 equals negative 12? Well, what times 12 equals 12? 1. Now the question is, does it have to be negative or positive? Well, if we just did 1 times 12, we get positive 12. So we need to put a negative in there. And I think you guys get the hang of it. So I'll let you practice. Takeaway, 2 negative numbers dividing or multiplying give you a positive number. 1 negative number, 1 positive number, multiplying or dividing give you a negative number. And then you can break it down into parts. First deal with the numbers and then deal with the signs. All right, I'll see you next time.